You will above all else, and my purpose remains the art of losing myself in bringing you praise. Everlasting, your light will shine when all else fades. Never ending, your glory goes beyond all things. My heart and my soul, I give you control. Consume me from the inside out, Lord. Let justice and grace become my embrace, to love you from the inside out.
by that good news, he is God. He loves us. And he cares for us. And that's why we're here this morning. We have good news, don't we, church? We do. Let's pray. God, we thank you that you do love us, and that even if we stumble and even when we fall, that you love us, that you loved us while we were still sinners, and that you sent Jesus for us. And that is why we praise you here in this place. We thank you for your love for us, God. As we look into your word this morning, touch our hearts, open our eyes, that we may enjoy that relationship with you more every day, and that we can be encouragers to those around us. And we pray this in Jesus' name, and we all say, amen. So today is the beginning of a new series. A new series, it's actually like a mini-series within our whole, this has been our year-long theme right here. This changes everything. But today, we're going to join in I don't know, small part called I Believe in You. I've been looking forward to this for a long time. Because really, as I shared this with a couple of people, they said, you know, this already takes place on this campus. You see, that's what happens when you get a study Bible, I guess. But you see, on this campus, we see this all over the place. I believe in you means I believe you've got this. I believe you can do this. I got your back. I will encourage you. I've seen this numerous places on campus. In fact, I don't know how many of you guys agree with this, but I think I've seen it more lately than I have in the past. I see God working in people's lives. I have a video clip that I think really shows what this I believe in you maybe really looks like. Have you ever seen by show of hands, how many of you have seen the TV show called What Would You Do? How many of you guys have ever seen that? Yeah, quite a few of you have. So they set up these video cameras, and in this video you're going to watch, it's already taking place, but this person has a fake flat tire. No, the tire's really flat. The person, though, is an actress, and she's there saying, I can't get this off, how do I do this? And then along comes someone who's really walking along, and the question is, what would you do if you were walking by? I think this idea of I believe in you plays out really well in this, so check out this clip right here.
I don't know how to do this. I just don't understand how I'm supposed to change this tire.
But we were surprised when that help came from an unlikely place.
Hello? You want to help me here?
Yeah,
Oh, that's so nice of you.
I think I could. I'm not sure.
I'm not sure how to change a flat tire. Have you changed one before?
Oh, many times.
Freddie Farris is 80 years old. He's a man struggling to walk, but he doesn't think twice about offering his assistance.
I really appreciate you stopping and trying to help me out here.
I don't think I'm much help.
I mean, if you want to just tell me, I can do it, because I need to learn how to do this anyway. There it is. Thank you so much.
You're quite welcome.
So how come you stopped for me?
Well, you look like you was in disaster there with that flat tire.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you for that.
Glad I could help.
You okay?
And we're glad to meet
Hi, sir.
Freddie.
How you doing? We wanted to see if anybody would stop and help her if she had a flat tire. And you did. Tell us why.
That's the only decent thing to do is help.
Did it matter that she was dressed the way she was, that she is a Muslim?
No, I don't look at those things.
You don't see those things.
No, I just see people. You see somebody in distress, you help them.
It's a simple, heartfelt message.
Thank you for helping me.
You're quite welcome.
We're all just here to help each other and keep moving down the road.
Did you notice a couple of the things that were said in there, right? How old was that guy? 80 years old. He was struggling just to walk, but then he stops to help. I think sometimes that's us. We say, well, I'm not sure I could be that person to encourage someone, help someone along, but we really can't. He said a couple of things that really stood out to me. He said, well, it was really the only decent thing to do, to help. And then I really love that he said, I just see people. They asked him, well, what about the ex-cheerleader? Did you notice that maybe she was Muslim or wearing some headgear? No, all I see is people. See, I believe in you. I think this is important. When you see someone, you love them, you care for them, you help them. Now, when I say I believe in you, know that I'm not saying this. I'm not saying it's okay for you to do you and me to do me. I'm not saying that we believe all other people's actions, no matter what they are, that they're all going to be good, that it's all going to work out great. And I'm not saying, when I say I believe in you, I'm not saying that all actions are good and beneficial. But when we say I believe in you, what we are saying is that it doesn't matter our color, it doesn't matter our religion, our weight, it doesn't matter our clothing, our talk, it doesn't matter our hobbies, that all of us are made in the image of God. All of us. That's what we mean when we say, I believe in you. So this semester, as we look at that, we'll be looking at ways we can encourage one another. We're going to be looking at how we can be the best community we can be. And we've done that so far through our This Changes Everything up to this point. We really have all of that we've done has really led to this right now, I believe in you. What I want to do is use Hebrews 10. So if you'll open your Bible to Hebrews chapter 10, I think this illustrates really well what I mean when I say, I believe in you. Hebrews chapter 10. Now, we're going to start at verse 23, but here's what's happened just before this section of Hebrews right here. Just before this, he's laid out that Jesus came. He was superior to the old law. In fact, he fulfilled the old law. They used to make sacrifices over and over. He said, but because Jesus was the perfect sacrifice, we don't make those sacrifices over and over anymore. He's completed his work. So then we'll make sure I never do that again. So then, what we're told then after that is that he's whole, he's complete, he's a perfect sacrifice, no more sacrifices needed. And then he concludes by saying, and he also sits at the right-hand side of his Father. He's in heaven with them. So then we pick up right here in Hebrews 10:23. He says this, Hebrews 10:23, let us hold tightly without wavering to the hope we affirm, for God can be trusted to keep his promise. He says, let us hold firmly, right? This grabbing a hold of and not letting go, this hope that we have. And what is this hope? It's in what he just explained that Jesus has done for us. He's the perfect sacrifice. He's really it. He's all we need. He says, let's hold tight to that hope and not let go. And if you hold your hope anywhere else, I promise you, you will eventually be disappointed. See, our hope needs to be in Jesus, his love for us, his willingness to die for us. We looked at this in our first series of This Changes Everything. Hey, could you put up the next logo on there? And I want to point out something. We've been going around this light bulb all year long. So when we started off, we talked about how Jesus changes everything. Remember that? And we tried to look at Jesus fresh and anew as if we're looking at him for the first time. Who is this man who came and healed? Who came and did miracles? Fed the multitudes, who walked on water? And this man who said, I and the Father are one. He said, there's one way to heaven and it's through me. So we were looking at him, and it's actually, it's right over here. Uh-oh. It's right over here, right there. That's Jesus changes everything. And that's the hope that we're supposed to hold on to. That it's what he has done. But have you ever held on to anything else, maybe to provide you with hope? What might it be, or why might we do those things? When I was in high school, I was shy and I was quiet. And I was pretty certain, though, that either if I wasn't so weird, or if maybe I was good looking, or if I was really smart, then maybe I wouldn't be so insecure. But you know what I was doing? I was putting my hope in myself. Well, and I was disappointing myself as well. I wanted to share a story about a person we'll call Leah. And I'm going to call her Leah because when she was born, Mom called her Leah. So Leah, we had been at this church for like 2.5 years, and one day she walks in the youth group. I said, oh, that is great. I'm so glad you're here. I've been asking numerous times after we're done. I said, so why today? 2.5 years, why today did you come in? And she said, well, I was afraid. I was afraid to walk into this place that I didn't know. And here was a reminder for myself where sometimes I put my confidence in, my hope in. Because what I thought she would tell me was not this, because I pictured Leah as this. She was a great basketball player. I think she's the best basketball player on a women's team I've seen for a while. She was really social, and she was pretty. And so I'm like, that's it. That's all you need, right? Why would you be afraid to walk in anywhere? Why wouldn't you just go? Because that's what I was thinking, right? Why would those things? I wouldn't be afraid of that. But no, she said, I was afraid of that. And it reminds me of where sometimes I think security lies. And I said, so why today? Why not before? I've come and asked you to come other specific times. She said, well, my friend over here asked me. And you know who her friend was? A girl that never said anything. That's what she needed. And where do you put your hope, though? Where do you put your security? Where does it rest? Does maybe that story sound a little bit like you? Are you looking for your hope somewhere else? You see, this does change everything when we understand that we are made in His image. It transforms our life. Another part of our series that we did that also talks about this is when we said, who am I? And that's this right up here with that fingerprint. Who am I? And we said, we are His creation. We're made in His image. And when we put our trust in Him, He calls us what? Children. Calls us His children. He says, you are going to inherit from me. You see, this really does change everything. Let's go on to verse 24. Verse 24 says, let us think of ways to motivate one another to act out good works. He says, let us think about, this is like active. This isn't just, well, we'll see if something happens, or maybe if it comes along and I just happen to have the opportunity, I'll do what's right. He says, let's think about ways that we can encourage one another. It's an active process. I've heard this happen numerous times here at Central. In fact, fairly recently, I heard this happen in the cafeteria at a lunch table. And here's kind of how that went. There was a group of people who came sitting around. Someone said, did you know so-and-so, things have been going rough for them. And I think they were sick and had like this relationship stuff going on at the same time. We said, how do you think what can we do? And this group of people talked together and they came up with a plan. They were actively saying, how can we encourage our friend over here towards acts of love and good deed? And I actually have another video clip that I think shows this really well. It's from the same video series, and we're going to jump in. It's already taking place a little bit. The baseball coach is an actor. The 3 baseball players are actors. But here comes a father walking in. And if we want to see what it's looked like to be saying, I'm going to seek out ways that I can encourage, check out this video clip right
Who wants ice cream?
And now our first customer steps up to bat.
Hey, Dad, can I get strawberry?
I already told you, it costs us the game. You don't get ice cream, buddy.
I'm sorry.
The customer takes notice. That's strike 1 on Dad.
You're a loser. I can't buy you ice cream. Go sit down there. Go.
As Aiden walks by with tears in his eyes, he can't stand to watch. Strike 2 for Dad. But then comes Aiden's final pitch.
I get my bag, steak on ice cream.
Well, they earned it.
And for this customer, it's time to call Dad out.
Nobody can take me outside and take my ass over the street. Please, please, buy him an ice cream. We all make mistakes in life. He's a kid. And forgive me, I'm not trying to tell you how to raise your son. I'm just talking to you as one man's mother.
I'm just trying to teach him a lesson.
Yeah, but you know what? Life is hard enough. He's gonna learn that lesson eventually. And you gotta know that I can count on my dad to take my income. The only most important thing we have in his life. Please buy him the ice cream. I'll even pay you.
We're coming in.
Buy him that ice cream. Make him feel like the greatest dad in the world.
Very good.
You're amazing.
No. Thank you, man.
What was your message to him?
That he's the most important person in his life. When you tell a child you're a loser, life is hard enough already. You don't need to encourage that. My sons make mistakes. I let them know that's okay, so they can understand that I'm also fallible.
Great advice from a loving father.
I think that video lays something out really well. Now, I do want you to know that in my life, words-wise, I've chosen not to say words like the one said there. And some of you guys, here's why I want to make you sure that you're not caught up on that right now. Because there's a point in this video that I don't want us to miss. In fact, in my life, I don't ever say cuss words. And some in this room I know say, well, I don't see a problem with it. It's just words, right? Well, here's how they ended up being in that category of what we call bad words or cuss words. They're used negatively often, right? They're in connotations that are negative. People have said, let's not use these. And that's how they became that. So yes, I agree, they're just words. I personally choose not to use them. But let's not let that disrupt right now when we say, what is the main point here? And that's this. That on this campus, we've already talked about there's times when people tweet because someone else is not like them, or they see somebody acting in a bad way like this, and they say, you know what, on social media and other ways, I'm going to go and I'm going to respond to that, and I'm going to tell them how bad they are. But then we also see on this campus this right here. What I would like for us to do is make that shift completely, where all of us say, you know what, I'm going to be an encourager. What could he have done? What could have been his response? I've had people be rude to me, and I've seen them be rude to others and say, you know what I'm doing? I'm just telling you the truth. And you know what the truth is? You are a bad dad. You are a rude person. You are mean. You are worthless. You should not say those sort of things. Have you guys ever heard people respond that way to you? You say, hey, what are you saying that for? I'm just saying the truth, man. I'm just saying the truth. So like somehow that makes it okay. That does not make it okay. What do we see from this? Is if we want to be this kind of place where we can think of ways actively. Did you see a negative place watching that coach talk? It shocks him right away, like he's fumbling with his phone. Like, oh. He did not like it from the beginning. He was trying to think of how to respond. You could see it. And then he goes over, and instead of saying, how dare you treat him that way, he goes over and he says, no, you have an opportunity here. Can I help you out? I'll pay for it. You give it to him. He will love you because of that. You will be a great dad because of that. Do you guys agree that the world beats us down enough that we make mistakes that we don't need to be reminded when we fall short? That could be us. I believe in you. From Hebrews, where he says, let us think of ways then that we can spur one another on to good deeds. And he says, let's motivate one another. It's those good works, like we saw there, where he encouraged them to go ahead and make that purchase of the ice cream cone. Can you put the logo back up there again? Because we've actually done a few that have talked about this as well as we've worked our way towards here. Because this right here is Let's Talks. And we've gathered together and we've interacted with stuff and we said, what does this look like to live out our faith? How do we really handle this disagreement maybe in ideas together? Kindly, lovingly. We've talked about that. This changes finance right here. We spent a week on that and we said, you know what? Once we become humble, once we think of others, we'll actually spend our money in different ways. No longer is it all just getting for ourselves, right? How far can I make it? How far can I go? So that's that series right there. And then right up here this is our I Believe in You right here. This is where we are today. We're going to finish with those two right there. So let us spur one another. Let's live life different because Central, this really does change everything. I think it's interesting the way he ends this. So he's having this conversation about spurring one another on towards loving good deeds. Remember, he started with Jesus made the ultimate sacrifice. He sits at the right-hand side of the Father. Hold on to that hope that you have. Treat each other lovingly. And then he says, and in verse 25, he says, let us not neglect our meeting together as some people do, but encourage one another, especially now that the day of his returning is drawing near. So in your mind, how do you draw those together? Why is this at the end of those other thoughts? So why does this even matter at this point? Let us not neglect meeting together. So I think what we see here is the importance of us gathering here to remind one another of this hope that we have. And sometimes we leave this place and we might not see each other for days. We might not see each other for quite a while. We come here and we can say, it is great to see you. We can encourage one another. How are you doing? What's going on in life? Can I pray for you? We can come here together and we can be reminded of what it looks like to follow Jesus. This gathering in places like this is valuable. It's important. And I hope that when you graduate from Central, that your involvement in group gatherings like this does not end. I hope that you find a church and that you plug in well. Because we're told all throughout Scripture, in fact, Jesus is the one who founded the church, right? He said that. This is, Peter, you're the rock upon which I build my church. It's an interesting way to end. Because what we talk about in this room, it really does change everything. Central, let's keep doing what I so often see around us. Let's be encouragers. Let's think of ways that we can spur one another on towards good things, good works, good deeds. It's worth it. It changes people's lives. It really does change everything. Would you please pray with me? God, we thank you that you change community, that you come into us, and when you change us, it changes the way we treat others. I thank you that Central is a place where people can feel that sort of love, where people can care for one another. Open our eyes that we can see those opportunities, those times when we can respond like we saw in that video clip. Help us not to miss those. God, if people around us are hurting or are sad, let us come alongside them and encourage them. And if people around us are rejoicing, let us come alongside them and rejoice with them. Help us to see those times. God, thank you that you change us. Thank you that you transform us, that we can hold on to the hope that you give us. And it's in Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
I'd like to invite you guys to worship with us with one song. And stand, feel free to move around. This is a place to worship for you together. Singing splendor and majesty, strength and beauty unto your name, ancient of days, you're holy. We tremble before your throne, our hearts declare you alone. Come and adore, ruin before your glory. Great is the Lord, most
God is holy, and he is majestic, and central, he believes in you. I believe in you. As we go from this place, may we live life with him. May we be